Alright, I for me, I'll about 1 hour with movies in which they say we are home a year, and then so you have a Ghana, see when I for the Ababe Keke, the wicked NPP Abaya, I'll have you, Dr Mahama Wontumi, that no essence as a Ghana and Yanya Ghana. Sometimes we might not even understand what is going on in Ghana. Intina, you move to you who see say every blessed day beyond a Baba life. Now, I feel the Baba Ghana, Esiho, in Tiabusan for Mama Yenchasi.
Ayi Mahama, na year the buy, adi oka and say, I'm going to reset economy. You can say resetter, what you say? I say so about the collapse all the economy, no?
But Radinya Kopo, yay, Harindaria Kasindaria Kaya.
Tonso Woodie, Gamama, me to me dear Obwa, want to me mean slow. Now, problem run to me.
Namkwasha fu ma na metetense no bia abufu nti me butimfu no ma dobro ni nyina agu.
All right, enti chama abronye timi ne butimi fusa akopim so obedo aburu afra wura ni nyina to gisan say NPP communicators na adwuma no moye no ohun ade kro moye. That is Chairman Abronye for you. Na utie era Wontumi nso Wontumi adwen kire ne say John Mama say akonta mining oba onhwe se obi abese Ghana forest biem. Because you want to make money, you know, person will say Ghana for Abraba on Tiasenti Chairman Wontumi so no on Tis Asem Nase. Chairman Wontumi on Tibida. Say a DNT John Mama so ba obigu akonta mining. The pacho yenti and sema what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama actually said.
We're going to close the forest reserves and get all those akonta mining and all of them who have desecrated our forest reserves. We are going to march them out of the forest reserves. Some of those trees in the forest reserves are 700, 800,000 years old. And just because you want to take a little gold from there, you go and destroy the whole forest reserve. That is why we are having drought in our country today.
All right, in some His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kai ne say akonta mine and others no mo say Ghana nsu e de yare na asefo eba no. Oba be president a oba say be clear san microphone nyina afi ho. Enye yare nko a e na usika openti no o say Ghana nsu ase kwati Ghana kuyayo. Ene koku a ye dua ne de ye nyina entimi materialize entimi nya the best proceed ntino amaze no Ghana nsu sem nyina asay. Recently, what I heard is say the Ghana cashew kura ko international market or test ya say Ghana cashew no enya de papenti abrofo no kura ento Ghana cashew biem. Enti so no be ye president a obehwe sa anima ni nya no e be free Ghana ho. Onka so be gu mining no but say wo mining na wo ye no say wuntimi nye ne ye se ne a akonta mining e ye na osi obehwe se be free ho. Oka sa asemu ya wuntumi se onte ase. Epacho yenkoni nkoti answer Wontumi de ma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na afidi ye ba we are also going to address Chairman Wontumi very very well because here international say wo nkwa beka say usika pe enti no o de be there the whole president or better na kumia so yenti Wontumi we also going to give Wontumi the answer he wishes.
I have a simple message for you. My message is say your likeness cannot determine my success in life. Your likeness or dislikeness cannot determine my success in life. Me Wontumi 2013 Ugu Majuma, you seized my 500 excavators, 400 pickups. Mama, now cry Usro say the other year me no still have me. That's who hold me captaincy. Say I'm still remain as a captain. Unu oh yeah, Juma Wampoho. I don't know who the company the Wamo.
Wasampoho.
I want Ibrahim who yeah Juma Sisia.
Mining.
Yes, I shared a bundle with him. I shared a bundle with Ibrahim. And TDT, I know I'm Ibrahim Dean. Now me doing obo. No I can say me back on time mining. Me guru na matwaro ye. Na me akra wu me usro me. Oya president to cry now ba national security for no more negotiate with me as an waba. Now you negotiate with me as an wa enter. Now who just Wontumi team kitwa. Who say ubetima. No man ya desi and this for no. Na me no ye na this for to me ka say obi to be no. Opa na mo munya ye. Omoye one, may you do. I'm telling you. Say yes peace ayi. When I catch us, say peace no one say peace na abaniyanto December 7th na yato abano yebeto your mama you know say Wontumi means wrong you know clearly say means wrong what the president be the wo yes say you mama man twema wo mani desin na but the point in say aya tro na wudie your mama me Wontumi dia oboa Wontumi means wrong now problem wrong na Wontumi mama say me nu mi anu gira ho ya fa soja fo di wachi na hwesa me wo wati me a say me ba ya na juma yi we will push ubati me a push Wontumi now even illegal legal no what is the difference is a document
yeah
the difference is a document so as a veteran minor so I don't know how to get document done minim kwaya fa so de year enkrata se mini bill na won renew mama saba we won renew campaign ben why policy ben ade ato ho you want to win to avenge your enemies you want to win you see you are hate and hypocrisy I know you don't like the accounts and the Ashantis I know I know you are hate what I say I know you are hate anything concerning here in Ashanti you don't like it and you don't want any Ashanti person you know so bet me I prosper but my prosperity don't depend on you Obama mskada na so umama jumada ba Wontumi and your mama say ni abrabo amabono wo de wunu nuanu nyina munka mu me se mo boa so se me boa pa abra kuma se na me nchire obi what I say eti na in another form no so kire say osuro minti na wode mi din kan ho Mahama osuro minti a osuro me 2013 me o frame me wo tamale me body me document nyina ba kire o but what tiny ani brenti ana ugu madwuma what I say ya ba power yi kufu ado si jama nka mi jae I would have had a friend say judgment death and I miss no because say MPP ayo ya ba me na board so do regional minister office kra ma ko triple ayo wumom and without politics you are nothing okay mama let me tell you abraba mabo abepem ye no what I say onu president awadi no abusu anyina na abraba mabo no mutime mo
all right enti chama Wontumi nsema waka kire his excellency John Dramani Mahama so ono chama Wontumi abraba ono abono chama his excellency John Dramani Mahama enti memmobi enti ono chama Wontumi no there president Mahama se opa oba o metrai so obegu na adwuma me so me there chama Wontumi so opa o ma endis when aba na only 1 hour ewo forest nim then you will see ye ba kire ne ba bia Ghana tumi no ewo because sometimes Ghana the age man kwasiafo be rule Ghana too much. Well, sometimes you know when we don't push them, they think that they are so reasonable. Say we make can kwasiasem bi omope. Wo nim say gold na chance by the constitution of Ghana e aban dia. It is okay that lines is aban betimi stop e. Chama Wontumi so foolish to say he doesn't even know that. What was kwasiafo mo pajepaje mo beti no na Ashanti region say because he hear say ma won say Ghana nsu ntino John Mahama pass ante for asem. We are boa. Na John Mahama pass ante for asem ntide. And I said the whole Ghana na Ashanti region kwa no nsu Ghana na say. Into we Ashanti ntini yentra se ma won say Ghana nsu enku Ghana for ma Ghana for nya cancer na say for because of Upiska akwa Ashanti region. Look at the foolish talk. Say na nado na catch no say man gye judgment that into two say nsuo na say Ghana koko say Ghana as na fa Piska fa ma on na nado no fa nye president. Are you mad? Are you serious? But Ghana pa sometimes kwasiafo bi ya say Ghana ma Ghana obi en hokora hu say onko Ghana so ontra Ghana ontra brucho say you don't even understand it. How dare Chama Wontumi so no aboasa ne betima tena so no dare Mahama say Mahama ntimi nye ne hu no ne Mahama gina ho ne Mahama be kontokwa wa ho jimini office ne the police ene kontokwa ye the nyansa ne kontokwa. And then the stupid people they say presenter na ote one so so on say nsuo no nipa na oti Wontumi anim no so ne so on say nsuo enku Ghana for because ene editu aneka Ghana yara hosemo. E yara hosemo Ghana pa. Say ye jai Ghana no ama nkwasiafo. Ene di man enim. Enti chama Wontumi ne pese Bawumia meye president no onto so nse Ghana asase Ghana nsu nyina forever and ever. That is what they want. They say so your mama say obana o manim be two MSC Ghana nsu emma Ghana for nyare that means your mama em pass ante for asem. Where ya ante for asem. And I go na Ashanti region go na otu no. But Jimmy ni adwen sometimes that is how they think. Say okay say tia say obi o say Ghana Japan that means say won pet tribe be asem. Na Ghana ya asante for nkwa dia. Ghana na etere asante for nkwa ne to. Ghana population e go nyina asante for ye dodo say. Jimmy ni ufisa asante for ntrasema on say nsuo ma Ghana ni bia nkwa yare. That is what you've been thinking. NPP for pa there.
Nkwasiafo pa. My Jimmy NPP for Jimmy. Me who be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
Yes. William Cap, yes, because he was stopped. And I was saying another country and say on twice no go to but man and judgment there to be. So I was watching another to. And this is the reason why he is following Mahama Bawumia's on twice. Mary Smith was yes on Wontumi TV no but when you sit on TV to speak you are speaking to the whole nation. Say nation in Enyama won say Ghana and so I would say very stupid people. Very, very, very stupid people. Stupid people. When no di Mahama Wontumi chino. And these people are following a hard Mahama Wontumi.
Nkwasiafo pa. My Jimmy NPP for Jimmy. Me who be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
Anyway, what's Ghana? 7 December, a big test for you. A horn about you, there's a Ghana and old Ghana and that's a one Ghana. Old Ghana and now no Ghana, a whole in the because your uncle Fuwe, I gain money on modern Ghana, honestly, and maybe we find your ma Ghana, no bet take Ghana up and some no. Best say Ghana, stupid people. Mufi say Ghana no bet me IBB or Afam Wedi. Chama Wontumi, what the upper man this and when you're banning so your mama in no 7th of January. Not do 1 hour, it will bush one area there. The bachelor where power lies. O say Joe excavator 500. Meaning I say Ghana or no excavator and quabro 500 or they say Ghana assassin Ghana and so a bois on one pesca.
And your boy who naked. Your boy who naked. Your bomba and what the jack. Your bomba the jack. Your baby check.
A bois. Merofo nyina say that your open wanya mombe you mo twede aba wo so. A bois no nwe ho. O to na nkwasasem na onim ka. Anyway, for you to so. Me do because some of the most useless questions are. Alhaji Dr Bawumia pere the ho so koye media encounter no. Or the buy. And I'm kwasasem bi so amanfo bisa no. And the answers or the buy them me so say do na Martin too. I'm not going to go there. But there were some 2 or 3 questions. You so useless. Say, I don't even understand why somebody was sitting in Ghana to ask those kind of questions. And the answer Mahama Wontumi so the buy was so useless. Yam kone ngo bisa SNS John Domani mama say. Ufi say din pa na Mahama Wontumi pere ne ho say okwa media encounter no. E pa cho yinti.
Your intention, it backfires on you. You know how to tell when somebody is lying. If there are people who are smooth talkers, who can speak ratatatatata like machine gun, the time when they become stammerers and they start stammering, you know they are lying. Somebody who can speak ta-ta-ta-ta-ta like AK-47, suddenly media encounter, I think, Ezu.
Asemo. Excellency John Devana was because I'm your morning tea. I'm a kwabrane kasa ko bisa question Wontumi ma answer. Na busa for ne nim say send a media encounter no. You have to actually fill a form for somebody to either accept or not accept you. That was what they were doing. Now, we didn't know say now one kasa to me set questions the man for you share the country say questions the mom no ye twere the mom. When I Johnny Hughes at house I say there be I don't know selective justice been a year. But Mr. Johnny say why didn't you and then Captain Smart and others no Go there. Johnny will give us the answer.
Yesterday, the Vice President of the Republic and the MPP's flag bearer, he met some of the press, not all of the press. I'll explain in a bit. And let me also place on record that so far, Alan Tremantin and his movement for change as an independent candidate was the first to have ever given us a manifesto, the Great Transformation Plan. Record, fact. And then the MPP gave us a manifesto, number 2. And then the NDC recently, last Saturday, gave us a manifesto, 3. The NDC in between, when the MPP launched its manifesto, and when they launched their main manifesto, gave us the youth manifesto, fact. Now, Alan Tremantin has had a media encounter. John Mahama has had a media encounter. Dr Bawumia has had a media encounter. Alan Tremantin's media encounter invited the press, sent out invitations, followed up with calls. John Mahama's media encounter also sent out invitations and followed up with calls. It was only Dr Bawumia who says, if you want to attend my media invitation, my media encounter, apply through email, whatever it is. I don't know who the strategists are. And then when people applied, they were rejected, even though they are pressmen. But we know the government that took journalists or supposed journalists to Australia, the visa scandal thing, we know. But Sajide has still not been able to answer that question. When it got to taking people to Australia for fake visas and things and to represent the press when they were not pressmen, we didn't ask them to apply, we took them. When it gets to practicing journalists in the country, under government under whose watch media press freedom has dropped down, further down. We dropped from 30 to 62, we came back to 50. We are still struggling to climb back to the 30 that they met it. We say they should apply. And when people applied, they were taken off. I'm telling you.
All right. So when people apply, they were taken off. But once again, the media, no, because you people are problem people in the society. We need to tell you all these kind of things because Ghana media, no, you might not understand that you are the problem. Look at this kind of guy. He got the opportunity to ask Alhaji Dr. Mahama Wontumi a question. Listen to what he asked Alhaji Dr. Mahama Wontumi.
I have a message from your in-laws, the Fulani people. They say I should tell you that, and remind you rather, that they are still being discriminated against when it comes to obtaining national ID cards, the passport, and so on. So kindly work on the discrimination part for them.
One with Jimmy Nibako, where a media man, media person, very stupidly, stays in Ghana. Ako jina vice president odi trochere Ghana na yere Fulani ni zamana mani. And him say catch the Ghana for say Fulani for zaman man for say omo pepe Ghana passport I am fa momo. Enti Mahama Wontumi should work on this for them. I would have done for Ghana pani. Ujina Ghana be catch the Ghana for say Fulani for zaman man for say because say Mahama Wontumi yere Fulani ni zaman man intini ya momo passport. Ene Ghana kan fa momo ti say Mahama Wontumi be nya kwanya ono fa momo. Umaru, what the fuck? Jimmy Kwasi, where media person, Kwasi, Abra onim se Ghana ono tribe ana kurobi anywhere from Mozambique for na Fulani for. But by mistake, Samira Bawumia benya vice president, second lady Edintino, and they answer Ghana passport and farmers Zamana for Fulani for a cannon pay free Burkina for so me Ghana for no Montaba Mal, how you to Mahama Wontumi. Hey, maybe I didn't know. Say a media person boldly ebe gina Ghana nim ka kire Ghana vice president say zamana man for ni Fulani for say omoyere eye wu nua eye wo akonta for enti mo passport no mo ye Ghana for adi asemni Ghana baby yeduru no we ye media person a whole media person gina Ghana animo e ka kire Ghana say ne Ghana na abedan Fulani ni zamana man for enti ye mo passport. Millicent, I know him. He works with City. I know him very, very well because I know he Fulani and then he is telling us, Samira Bawumia, AAB, into my content, Mahama Bawumia. What are the kind of politics they are doing now? Politics on me and say one, they want to bring in Nipo Manya Ghana for Kwaso Matobama Alhaji Dr Mahama Bawumia, and two, tribalism and Omote Ghana Homoye. That is the same thing now. Mahama Bawumia and now Kobe Begina TV. So a catch Ghana for saying ne Samira Bawumia Zamana Mani Fulani Ninti or no can and Chefri Burkina for so I better Ghana and T because Wabenya second lady and ne Fulani for in America Ghana for. I Ghana for you to be Ankasa. Ghana 40. Nobody ever told this guy, say, Massa, you ask the most useless and quasi-asem question about Ghana da. Ghana try benefit from Fulani for. And I could be no Ghana from Zamana for. Beware. Unim so answer about Ghana citizenship no. So you have to be a Ghanaian. Media person also know him. Entienne yamma obi akwan nipa na emeye Ghana ni because Samira Bawumia to me Ghana ni. Samira Bawumia atima Ghana ni ntino ne yema zaman ma fo ni Fulani for emra Ghana medan Ghana for Rash bibia boko de medase abuja for how say Ghana na yetwa ye kan say man we Ghana ya ye be say Ghana yeah the politics no say Ghana. Sometimes one thing we need to be doing is say you depoliticize issues. Now you're addressing issues as Ghanaians, as citizens. E better not tell me NDC ni onye NDC ni, but I will say addressing situations as Ghanaians. The problem and about Ghana. So politicians are tending to be more tribalistic, and then more Ghana also because some person we have the information says Samira Bawumia nam Ghana adia oya na Fulani for nkwana odi omachi Fulani ni kan ntwisa fi Burkina Faso ho sa be wura Ghana ya koma Ghana passport ubisa so odite Ghana ho onka one Ghanaian language no mfanje Ghana passport na onibi and so also onam Ghana into a Ghana ni. What kind of nation are we building? Is that how we build a nation? Say a journalist of this standard e betu ko gina TV anim aka kire Ghana for say na me pese Fulani for nyina me dan Ghana for because Samira Bawumia e Fulani ni. That's me menti bida enye Ghana me menti bida se obi timi ka se kuromafo bi nya Ghana for but omunua ba atima ba dan second lady ntino ma omo passport or the Ghana card and passport. Let me go back and then you listen to him very, very well. Or say omo Ghana card and passport na contact for
Vice President, I have a message from your in-laws, the Fulani people. They say I should tell you that, and remind you rather, that they are still being discriminated against when it comes to obtaining national ID cards, the passport, and so on. So kindly work on the discrimination part for them. Vice President, I have a message from your in-laws, the Fulani people. They say I should tell you that, and remind you rather, that they are still being discriminated against when it comes to obtaining national ID cards, the passport, and so on. So kindly work on the discrimination part for them.
I would ready Yankopon. And then me raho. And then minim kanka me twebi papa. I have a message from your in-laws, the Fulani people. They say they have been discriminating them in the acquisition of Ghana card and passport. And to work on it for them. Sembeni. Lawyer Jamai. I would have done for me. Nana Metias me say, I would have done for Ghana power be the Ghana doing it. Anyway. Asembeni. Ghana. I'm a Ghana. Yeah. Samira Bawumia nti Fulani for Ghana passport and a Ghana card. Na ye omobane ye kase ye bisa Ghana kasa na wonte ye bisa se Ghana kurome so na ofi na wo so mfiri ba bia Ghana kurome na fe ni Fulani for na zamna for wo si bini ho a ye ma Ghana card ye fa ma wo so ye no ye discrimination enti Bawumia ma sankuru for ba me Ghana for Hey, asembeni. Anyway, sometimes in 70 people Ghana, I don't even know how to address it. But anyway, the next question is Papa Bakubisa. I didn't get the answer very, very well. But Tini.
But some people out there are campaigning that you are a liar. All over the rural areas, when you go and you talk about your, achievement and what you intend doing, the old folks will say, but the people came here and said you are a liar. Now you are telling us that you are, you represent the future. Please, how do you convince my elder sister in my village, Kumfe Krofo, that you should get up, an 82-year-old lady, that you should get up, drag herself and go and vote for a man who is for the future? I just want you to tell the people of Ghana who you are, why you want to be president of this republic. Thank you.
So, another person. This man was asking Bawumia something every Ghanaian, including Ononi Nuyamambra Wafunyina Ate. Yes, or Matthew, Omunim say Papa we and Kanokre or Dada Nipa. Oko Google now about the biggest liar in Ghana history, Ebeba. And then he started off by saying, say, oh, for my beer and Kurofobi Nekase, we a liar. Into my kama concrete in Ase. Now, a liar, no, representing you are also selling us because you are a liar, no, representing the future. And how do we convince people say, oh, a liar, no, a future moment or representing? Papa Penny, you think a liar represents the future? Oh, see, sister Penny, where the 80-something, could say Mahama Wontumi is a liar. And you, the same person, saying Mahama Wontumi represents the future. In Toma Ghana, Frontier say why he represents the future. Anyway, Yamfanisa say yes, yepe. And I asked the same group who say omone media for so fail form. Na ya kwachi wakota na ho. We media ni inti bisa Mahama Wontumi question. Ena omoso na ma omobisa. Inti also ono de the question na ono wonim bisa no. Say ebi mu ka say Mahama Wontumi a liar. It is a Mahama Wontumi enye liar. Onchire say onye liar. Yate. So to Ghana hobi. Wait, I don't think it's a big issue. You know, Ghana ho. And he said, also to one who names Mahama Wontumi a liar. Say I told you why. We don't even need people to be telling us all these kind of things because a Ghana Nibi or Ghana Hobi knows who Alhaji Dr. Mahama Wontumi is. You don't need somebody to be telling you say Akwawi on Kano correct. And you be nice or can't. That we all know that. When the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Men am kai. And Mahama Wontumi kai. And when he said it, didn't he know say on one as I 10 and Wabeka say fundamentals and exchange rate expose you. It doesn't mean that the fundamentals are weak. Now means a warped logic. Men am kai. This man knows it. When him say I did not utter this kind of words. Mahama Wontumi and a kai. Into one person, Tony Edu so a flip flopper. You can't be flip flopping always. Oh, flip floppers are Timon Funbe who's own kind of correct. And Yaman am kai. And he knows. Say the biggest way you will see say an economy is not performing the currency. Say she can't start to say she can some essay. And it's over for $1 is to 4. Now they could do 16 times 4. Now you come to tell us say what they could do times 4, but who economy no. I was saying a better change NDC for the no. Nipana Uja man on the way 1 is to 4 now. Oh, criticizing and what they could do it also the end China. I did not make this kind of words. You should tell him, say, Mr. Vice President, you are a liar. Don't say some people are campaigning say you are a liar. You have to be bold and frank and tell him, say me pawase personally, but you are a liar. Oh, that nipa, on kind of correct. That is how we need to be addressing issues. Now, one thing I'm who Ghana and say, Ghana niyankasan empeno correct, no peno correct. Kind of question also within at them. That is how we need to be building the society because Bruni kind of cre citizens, you know. Ghana is the only country obiti me ko say Guinea Krum kwan so into a development. And yes, I come Mahama Bawumia ntimi nko gina gbogoro chin kan chirem to obesi 32 horse toilet the mamo. Then he end up say okobi agbogoro chi for ina say pamamo because say own see toilet in mamo. That is lying. You need to tell him, say, Mr. Vice President, you are a liar. Don't say some people are campaigning, say you're a liar. This is one of the most useless questions. Say, no question, no be so, some no you don't even know. Because some people got the opportunity there, you don't even know what they went there to do. They say, a boy who could be say, Yama full and for Ghana passport. They no could know why. Say, a boy in this for obi someone kwasi asem because only full and in Yama full and for Ghana for Sabine on what gain. Sabine a papa knew we could know what gain. Sometimes that is how we need to be telling them because one almost they are fooling. Omunim say Ghana nyana they are sure omo say more a journalist inti monko kwatena ho na monko bisa questions because papa we be rule legal country 8 years in as vice president and head of Ghana's economic management team. So bisa na questions. Could be some questions and then you go there to praise him say Bachelor in Inter we represent the future. Who told you say Mahama Wontumi represent the future? He doesn't even know the future because future no him say your mama can't say man ko engineer man if you not need the I will train 1 million IT skills. No so I will train 1 million say deben kwasi asem kwa. Uni policy, uni programs. O flop on kwa something now down so you be a question you can't even give answers. Watching what I'm going to do is say my year 4 content analysis of NDC's manifesto and then NPP's manifesto, I'll bring it on board, then we all see. You be who know where's a crocodile manifesto, and then you are where's no any papa. You know, you know, but you do China researchers from where you my more China, because it was a research. I took my time and then did everything into a China Yedebaba. And ya disi be jamu be afa no you that be you're going to take our time to explain everything. You be ma Ghana for who be other pa daddy. And we're going to discuss these 6 key social interventions at NDC and they be elevating the hardship of Ghanaians. That is something also we're also going to talk about. We are going to add it. We have some NDC in some that be NDC in some so they will have to hear. That is something we need to force them to hear. Hey. NPP for
Jimmy NPP for Jimmy. Me who be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
You don't need to be a member of NPP. As anyone who say Ghana, there's something wrong with this administration. You need to tell them. All right, that was for channel 1 hour with Munufies live on YouTube, live on Facebook as well. Pacho, when you subscribe, take your time and then subscribe for me. Pacho, you take your time, just subscribe. Ubit me share so and watch share now for front so and that can be. So that is something we're gonna do today. Because yes, Ghana and reset Ghana no. Mahama Wontumi so don't understand about reset and say, oh say Ghana.
Ayi Mahama, na year the buy, ade o kan say, I'm going to reset economy. You can say resetter, what you say? I say so about the collapse all the economy no.
Hey, asemo. But you yes enti ni biem.
Ayi Mahama, na year the buy, ade o kan say, I'm going to reset economy. You can say resetter, what you say? I said so about the collapse all the economy no.
Also for Opambo Tiwi also Obompayama Ghana. Opambo Mayan Paibo. Pambo is a Mayan Paibo because Ghana no enye.
Yee. Harindaria kasindaria kaya. Tonso udie.
Gama.
Opambo kaya tons. Se Ghana enkoye. Ghana enkoye because ye jama mobi ese Ghana no. E mobi ese Ghana no. Ipacho ye mi so Opambo say Bawumia's encounter with the media no. Also na dwen kire say.
So what say Ghana for boss said. Say obenya to me be president. Me pacho e levy
obetwem esa sa magana for won kire won me pacho betting tax me pacho obeye free ho me pacho duty a airport me pacho obete so na me pacho taxes bebre watete so yi bebre free ho ana pacho presenter ne bi sa vice president say Ghana for the 2 minute be man dada our ye vice president
oh to me so yi free ho
oh to me say me pacho betime ye free ho na aden na some dey wo pay to me onyi sadi me nyina free ho na Ghana for crown hwe won so meto na no ntoma no odi from pacho and the vice president say question and pacho presenter na bisa no oda na se na mum obisa presenter ne say oyi sa taxes we nyina free ho a obeye president a adwuma be na obeye
it is when you may be obey or Ghana
odi from pacho debi
tasna and we free watch say so obey you
me pacho de get am
and no nya de obey free ho
yes sir
cause hot ya kunya so na wuntimi nyim free ho and ye start to abamawa and obey free ho
me das
nyansani bia no
yes sir
what dream about the American
yes sir father
yes nya de oba obey say obey free ho there
yes sir
and nan ka opa kunya and also he free ho na sa woka so you free ho me ba enya kunya na de na me dia na chese bibie ensi wani so awoba be ya bibi fufuro be makana
yes sir father
we tax ni free was so be ya mpan so yi free say wote ho sa na ye bre hallelujah
amen but that's it for my
enti be awurade nyankopon ye harindari akasindari akaya tonso e wuti ase
odi from pacho debi
unim nyansentra
all right Osofo Obama no sit on we say won tia say dey unim nyansa. Na unim nyansa we dey I think say koma ujafo. Aja du mi pacho ho boko dey. Aja du mi da say aja du anya da je hwe kakra kanti. Me do bibia pacho channel e 1 hour with Munufie nti me da obibia ase. All right, nti me do call 6 key policies are NDC ISA or the beboa Ghana ama Ghana agene ntuma poefra. Pacho yenia ba we kuku a in the send me kukua me that's a pampacho bibi abokode. All right, good. If the first ones and we again in here sometimes we need to take our time then explain NDC's side of the manifesto Ghana for because his excellency John Dramani Mahama Kaino NPP for who say NDC for I manifesto now the next day na Bawumia Rashi say okoye media encounter and oko flop here nti ama is Ghana for do nan enya daje enti sema NDC so ba obeye. So let's discuss these 6 ones. No, China. We're going to analyze a whole document. Na afidi edini naba. And the first thing is NDC will introduce something we call no fee stress policy for first-year students of all public universities, colleges of education, and the nursing training institutions will be exempted from paying academic fees upon admission. Inti okwa nursing training college na sefona first year no untua admission fee bia. First year in the public universities and then colleges of education and so no untua fees in the first year. And this is geared towards the youth and also any youth who will be able to make the 60 years for Pesoko University, you are entitled to all these kind of things. But that is something we need to be explaining to Ghanaians. Because yes, anime we are Ghana for do not be must say NDC or policies and programs be. That is what NPP for now more can say. Oh, NDC for more policy in the day, NDC for near assembly or more can and at the end of the day that be NDC won send bebrea or the bar Ghana and they nam Ghana a catch the Ghana for. If I what I say. So we need to be explaining all these kind of things. So we NDC and I say, oh, say Ghana, yeah, reset Ghana, Ghana, see why you need to be doing all these kind of things. You need to be explaining all these kind of things to them. That is something we need to be doing. But this is 1 hour with Munufie. The reason why I know this is whenever I say life, I come live for 1 hour. Because I know we have a lot of things and people be prepared on here. If you subscribe here, take your time to subscribe to the channel. 1 hour with Munufie live on YouTube. We used to be on Facebook, but I am channel so the and the NDC will reintroduce the Students Loan Trust Plus program to support continuing students in all public universities, colleges of education, and their nursing training allowance so that they can pay their fees. And first year tuition fee, no, abaya absorb amount, no. Second, third, and then the final one is on the students trust loan. Now they also support it. Loan also basically mobile duru and yes kakatwa. Nti John Mahama ne NDC for ahye nyina bo. Say that is how Obama was sitting atumpon. Mepacho, to be honest, me ti ha me yede say John Mahama be president. Na wa nya de we a mepacho twereto ye be say bonesta bi. NDC regional chairman of Bono East, chairman UNESCO bi aboko de, chairman style bi. Ye be bonesta bi because won't me Mahmoud Bawumia style in Ghana for. That be here across the line no. NDC say to Obama John Dramani Mahama no koreka for ono oye osia de yo isan say osia oyo. Into the first thing they say all public universities nursing and training ne den nyina untua school fees in the first year nyina e free year the man untua hwe ebiem the rest no so aka no so a e wo say wo school fees and the cost support no so a ye man loan bosia je na fatua ube wie na adwuma so ye den esi ho ma wo enye say the loan ma so ube wie na ka twitwi di abeto so da bi we nya 1 cedi 2 cedi de ne bi now the 10,000 years atua da bi ube wie na adwuma esi ho ma wo na wo de adwuma no o ye adwuma na ye tew nkakara. That is something we call building a nation. Thirdly, so that is how we build a society. You build a society with visionary people. Send a bear on who send ya the mine kwa ebe boa mine. But what I say, we don't just build a society. Send a bear because few people wants to get all the wealth. Send a wound to me was a on tia my young kwakase unyai akonta mine no. Yen chichire mine sa yen chichire mine for just one person. Dabi oye sa oye mambo for. A mambo for kwa and against having be. And the third point is the NDC will introduce free tertiary education for persons with disabilities. But we will be anyway a reform as a for school in a free. Tertiary school, tertiary education, it is free for you. About your untia kobo, untia kaperba. A free for you. Or the school no suya woma, a dear person will be an suya. Obo me prrr now shim we school in a untia way. That is building a society. That is building a nation. Yeah, chichire Ghana no edia magana for. Mimi hunu man bi we say chichire man no for foreigners. They say no because e ma zaman for me Ghana for dabi enya ne sa. Yeah, chichire man de magana for. Say ne be yatima muni no e ho nchire no. Yeah, Mary Smith. Also more about that is I say Mary Smith, you are right. Sometimes you will never be NDC just say very careful with it because just say now the another strategy of NPP any akwa we kwagina okokan no omatwe full ani fo na be wuram okana ntwe sa na be duru Ghana border no ya man Ghana card and Ghana passport no da beje EC card bi so odun so kwa akoto aba because Mahama Wontumi examine money full ani so that is what they are doing to them enti eno na akwa no se bi mo kwa na pam mo a eno na Umaru begina wo so wonte ase no Ghana dwuma no. So the fourth point I can say NDC will establish the Ghana Medical Care Trust, Mahama Care, to support the cost of health care for persons with chronic diseases such as kidney failure, cancers, and so forth. Hypertension and phobia, yeah, the DB Mahama Care about so wasn't. But to be honest, I have a problem. We could have introduced that kind of insurance or whatever. But to name it Mahama Care, no, because Ghana is not for your mama. We are building Ghana. No matter in the day. So Mahama Care in the meet Yanka or when you free ho. Because Yanka see a chichira mine. Yan chichira mine for one person, a chichira mine for citizens. We say in the cadre, we patch up Yabokode. Me patch up, and I am imagining no main gas, and this is for arguing no Debbie, and I am imagining. Would you make us out to mine now? Do you got to say what there be? What if you say China will be my Sakaho? But you bet me the full be the wire, so we don't even need to be naming it for ourselves. That of course there's Obama Care, fine, but I say America. We are talking about Ghana. Because Obama America not saying but we can't say so we are. America for more, but that is one of the most useless things about Bawumia. I mean, who advised him to say that? Say, we are vice president now. We be but now we president today now. Jacob just say, America, Britain, Finland, Germany, as well. They don't do anything as today. And I said the idea and they say me ma watch it. Na so watch it what to Obama me. Is that what he meant by that? Sometimes we always say I say don't get take to school and prepare Jimmy. And at the same Johnson say don't get take can say yes, I'm testing Kufubi being Ghana, but it becomes it is true because he has said I'm testing Mahama Wontumi, my name Kufubi. It seems I've been in so this can be a social scratches Biabaso. Me a social scratch job go for a whole vice president to tell Ghanaians to say maybe I am coming president then I Anyway, wow, how you understand it? I don't even know how you understand it. But let's move on. But sometimes you are say and I go never. And you know, Babi Obamacare, all right, where I do agree with you, but we need to reset Ghana because when we are resetting Ghana, I see a Martin Mamufon who said, and yes, selfish game the we are doing it for Ghana. And I even say, remember American Crown Obamacare, and I wouldn't agree with him and those kind of things, but that is something they said. And until I make us we shouldn't have named it Mahama Care. We should have given it a different name. Send a NPP phone call say plagiarism and another year and been a John Mama. So sometimes we need to understand issues from the wider perspective. Because opponents, women, they are like wild dogs. So they don't even know how to campaign anymore. And you don't even have to give them a very simple route, escape route. That is my viewpoint, though. That is something. And the fifth point, NDC will provide free sanitary pads for female students in basic and secondary education. We NDC by and a yamo can say, yeah, JJ man pass near the boja blood na koye drew and at the end. Oh, common sense. Common sense. And you come go for will beat such Mahama Wontumi. And you do it here. This is how he's going to address issues. But this is very serious because Bible change na ye. Ukwa public schools be a Bible met Finland. Ukwa public schools are a man they have avenues are open pad instantly they will give it to you. Because amamono you need to be visionary. I say dachi or be quality and your mom be in them kwa. It is a ukwa for Bible teacher Mahama Wontumi on an admin and say me person me say Ghana and so you na ye galamsay. I don't tell me Mahama Wontumi but not because ye person be chichire Ghana magana ye ya. They don't even understand common sense importance. So they say NDC needs to share intervention policies. Meanwhile, they haven't even read NDC's manifesto. And then the sixth point is the NDC will introduce free primary healthcare from the CHIP compounds to polyclinic levels. In the CHIP compound to polyclinic, free primary healthcare will come there. That is very positive thing. Because sometimes some people even understand they say, Ghana and one be Accra, Kumasi, and those kind of things. You could go somewhere and could say to you've been thinking then what had then out here. I have gone around Ghana and I have seen all those kind of things, and sometimes I do ask myself all these kind of questions. Enti se wanya ban ono odwen daachi enim se na daachi na chechire daachi na ono onim se Ghana no some people are even living in some communities are mo chiro mo. But this is only the 6 ones are, and then I'm basically discussing. Yes, these are the only ones. I don't want somebody to say NDC policies, the bay and there be plenty, but we decided to, for time until address only these ones. And I'm going to go the full length. But what I'm going to go do tomorrow is say, maybe the whole content analysis of NDC manifesto, NPP manifesto, baba. Then you could see say NPP for the word corruption. Manifesto. Because Mahama Wontumi used to so the word corruption. So kind of corruption by channel. When you saw the word corruption, See 1 hour with Munufi and Pacho, your body say I start be a copy say better bano. Because here will be a chance will be only deceive Ghana for. That is something we need to be doing very, very clear. One thing I love about NDC say you're about to be and your NDC the body oh boy TV shaky, tacky and tacky. I go no more there. Yeah, some NPP for jandam ni na aton suom agoro na say ntia ma chama abro nye tena se din o say guys NPP the communicators ni na no ayira they don't even know how to communicate. Abro nye so tumi ko gina wura mo hwe how NPP for communicators and how NDC for bobo mo fence I say o gina aburofo odo aburo no kura efra wura no Who how obedono. I'm say wa la lie why wo be hu. What wo man wa say mumu man ni ye. Man na modern man say mo be say no. E na Ghana for say mo say nti uwie ha ye betewoto. Ofa ha ye betewoto. Ba bia be fa bia na ye betewoto. Enti ma men kan one or two messages bi aba na afi de yemfa program na emra bi ye. Mary Smith, we Ghanaians are finished under Nanado and Bawumia. A lot of Nigerians are giving Ghana cars and our passports and killing their Ghanaians for rituals. That is what they've been doing. Because they want the votes, they don't even understand anything. Because no per se, the only thing open is per se you talk about the man. Into on funny people the Ghana card the man who's on Fanko register, on Fanko to Abamana. That is one of the things that they've been doing, which is very, very, very bad. But I don't know why Ghanaians are so quiet. Ghanaians are so quiet. Nobody is talking. Everybody is quiet, watching Mahama Wontumi and then another Dango Kufa destroy the nation. But that is the only country in the world. Minia no Bab say, I get what you are saying. As long as they implement, it's all that matters. Yes, as long as you put me implement, yeah, the citizens now they be who say, oh, Mama na deba yo, and that is what is more important. Yet the name on it, not say what is the point? So do you agree with me? Sometimes that is how I've been thinking though. Well, I'm say, I will say all those say we NDC and I support NDC and I say John Mama Mrapa and I NDC Mrapa. Sometimes and you be bia na say okay say yeah. Enya I will say this one day. Nti enya yemfa better health camera, yemfa John Mama di into so. But Ghana for nankasa be hu say John Mama ene de bae. Professor PLO Lumumba say we a leader now we are Juma. You don't spend hours explaining at the corner way, you know. The citizens now will know by themselves. And we be the Mahama Wontumi acquire media encounter among the because he will just go in there to fool official cooperation. That is why they ask him simple questions. He will find it difficult to give answers. Because you Sheldon beside the question be also he doesn't even know. And they will call Kubisa or Kobisa. And the same question I will go to Techimaya. Or hey, my first year the mamia school ni gave Kubisa and say, "What's it what you allow my? Me my bus school 3 years me njala wada also no nim to kwa kara Kubisa finance minister." Meaning, the nipa no president said in the Ubisa na here was with him. Ubisa na question be with him. Now wait to be a president. Or to mind him to antimine him because on wada. On nama nankwa. Millicent say, no wonder even the whole education minister believes that review means cancellation. Yes, NPP for no. Education minister, because we could review there also called cancel no. Dr Bawumia so can the same thing say what did you go Dr Bawumia say okay so be reset Ghana actually say we cancel Ghana near manyina
me Wontumi dia oboa Wontumi me nsro na problem run na Wontumi
na me kwasafo ma na me tetensa no bia abufu ntia me butimfo no ma dobro no nyina agu
Mahama na year the buy ade o kan say I'm going to reset economy. You can say resetter what you say. I say so about the collapse all the economy no.
Millicent, you see them. We see what how NPP for communicate here. Ukujina from with me do for nyina to go. Obi say research say e collapse economy no. Anyway, I was for 1 hour with Munufi and then we come back the same time. We do justice to NDC's manifesto. No, Papa, you think that there's no sound, right? All right, but I think that for now, everything is okay. Or it's a mad, then maybe you might forgive me a little bit. But if you think that it's okay now, you tell me, then we move on from there. But anyway, we have for 1 hour with Munufi and then the best we had and Yamea Doma, Ochana, Yasan Abba. And if you are watching me and you think that the sound is okay and everything is fine, please. All right, Mate, no bab. Until me that's Yamea Doma, we come back the same time. All right, Matthias, and you want to me. I'm saying, my dick, I say, Johnson, I said, don't get a chairman, General, I said, I say, in Kurophobia or Ghana, I just see a coffee of my dream, a test of my dream. I know the wound to me, I can't say Kurophone who be. And before, no, now we thought, say, one person been annoyed at it, but you see, and who's Alhaji Dr Bawumia, Ababe join us a bandwagon. It's a testimony because when you listen to the media encounter, questions about how you Dr Bawumia and answers that came out of it now. Sometimes I've been thinking, say, Papa, we yes, was a BBI correct today. Papa, we BBI correct. Anyway, and that was me joining me be asked.
Jimmy and people for Jimmy, me will be stupid people. I don't know why I belong to that political party.
All right, in terms of for 1 hour with Munufi, me didn't any William Munufi Amankwana and then we don't see her. But before we go, no, my Yasa and Saniako.
Yesterday, Dr. Bawumia met some.